NB, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Back to the action here at the second, and a par 3. Frank, it's 231 yards. What are we looking at?
Well, somehow, if you can hit it sky high, that's the best shot to hit in there. This green sometimes gets brick hard, and of course, it all slopes to the left.
Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Good birdie right there.
Yeah, this game, when you can't win, it's all about top 10s, top 20s. And currently, that's exactly where they stand.
Frank, now to the third hole, and where's the trouble here? That's fairly obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's one thing you don't want to remind yourself of. There's a bunker all the way down the right side. That's a good place to aim.
He's hit a good drive here at the third. Down there a good ways and in the fairway. Frank, this is one of my favorite shots at Bay Hill, the second at number 3.
It's such a cool-looking hole,
It
Rich.
is.
That water, it just pops out there on the left side. It scares the living daylights out of you. But if you can hit an aggressive shot there, often that breeze is coming off the left, and just keep it in the middle of the green. Those ridges often kick that ball towards the hole.
This is a good-looking shot. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Just a little tap in here. Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. And now back over to the fourth. As we catch up with today's featured golfer, we have already seen some excellent play. Frank, what are some of the keys to keeping this early momentum?
Basically just trying to do the same things. We're seeing good driving, good approach play, and very good speed on the green right now. Keep doing the same thing.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Now the second shot to the par 5. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie. They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. So in the first cut here, it could be worse.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. He got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Lining this one up for par. Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there. On to the par 5, 6th hole. This is one of the signature holes here at Bay Hill. Frank, what does it take to stay out of trouble on this hole?
Well, I always thought horseshoes were lucky. 6th hole shaped like a horseshoe was anything other than that. You fear a little left and big problems.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a greenside bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing.
Yet another birdie and yet another tie at the top of the leaderboard.
Moving on now, Frank, we're at the par 3 7th hole. What's the challenge here?
Really, the high ball hitters have an advantage here. Just try and carry it in the middle of the green.
That will be a great look at birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Racking them and stacking them right now. 6 under par for the tournament. Getting ready to tee off now at the 8th, and Frank, this hole has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, even though it's a pretty hole, Rich, it's a fairway you must hit because that second shot here is one of the toughest on the golf course.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Yes, he's holed it, Frank.
Unbelievable. From that distance.
Rounding out the front nine here at Bay Hill, 474-yard par 4. Frank, you've played this hole before. Where are you lining up when you step onto the tee here?
There's an out of bounds all the way down the left side that you have to be cognizant of. But that bunker, 290 yards carries it. And yet again, another hole that favors the long hitter.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie.
This is an awkward length. Do that.
Setting up to start the back nine here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front nine, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. And getting ready for the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to the par 4 11th, just a shade under 440 yards. Where are the difficulties here, Frank?
The water down the left, but the hole keeps going that way, almost in a semi-horseshoe fashion. Two bunkers down the right. They always catch the straight tee shot, but once again, you don't have to hit driver here. You've got to get that ball in play.
Just an ideal lie, Frank. What can he do from here?
Well, if he takes advantage of the tee shot now and goes at this flag, then he'll certainly gain on the field.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good-looking birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here. Putting up some impressive numbers out here now, 9 under for the tournament. Frank, 574-yard par 5. Scoring opportunity here?
The breeze behind, once again, a reachable par 5. The hardest thing about this hole really is the green. It's raised up a little bit, slopes off on either side.
Second shot coming up here at the par 5.
That's an absolute beauty.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. How good has the swing tempo been?
Has not lost it since the first hole, Rich. I think that's been the key to the round. Started with that rhythm even though the winds were out there. The winds haven't abated and neither has that rhythm.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
And he makes it for par. Frank, the par 4 13th, relatively short, but not necessarily easy.
Yeah, stringent tee shot. A lot of people are tempted to take a bigger club off the tee. 300 yards runs out of the fairway, but really, what does that give you in?
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
On the green, and a chance for a birdie. Go ahead and do that. What a putt. Frank, now to the 14th, a par 3, and how difficult is this hole?
Once again, very narrow entry into the green, so ideally you want to fly the ball a little higher than normal, make it soft, make it land a little softer.
Frank, not close, but not bad either.
You can always make the odd 20-footer, and that's exactly how far they are away.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. In for par. We're here at the 15th now, and a big dogleg right on this one. Frank, what's the best route to take to shoot the low number?
You've got to look at that run out down the left side, which is about 320 yards. If you can stay short of that, then that gives you a perfect shot into this green. They've had some meat behind it.
Frank, what are you looking to do with this approach shot here at 15?
Anytime the flag's on the front, Rich, it's basically green light special. When the flag starts to get pushed towards that back area of that green, it starts to get narrower and narrower and narrower. And that's where you've got to be a little careful. This looks like it's heading for the bunker. Rob the Shamrock. Got away with getting in the bunker there.
Pretty good shot right there. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. 10 under par on the day. The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there. Takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front. That second shot which comes over the lake. And that's a hold-your-breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill. Onto the putting surface, some 11 feet from the cup. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Frank, par 3 17. Daunting shot. What are you thinking as you step onto this tee?
Just make 3. 2 is a huge bonus. Take 3 in a heartbeat.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
He's putting for birdie now.
It doesn't go in, you got to add another one to the scorecard.
And that's where the golf ball's just staring at you.
Oh, yeah.
Mocking you and laughing at you.
You know deep down it's smiling too, don't you?
Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Frank, now one of the signature holes here at Bay Hill. It's the 18th, scene of quite a bit of history through the years.
Yeah, if you can hit a tee shot around 300 yards, it's going to give you about 150 in. So that's the goal here. The tee shot, wide fairway, but once again, second shot.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway.
Second shot.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Well, Frank, round 1 in the books. Look who's on top of the leaderboard.
And that's with some strong play today. They don't really need to look back. Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.